fifth grade. Today we're going to work on lesson 9-1, divide whole numbers by unit fractions. Let's just review first what a unit fraction is. A unit fraction is a fraction that has 1 as the numerator. So for example, 1/4, 1/5, 1/2, 1/10. Any fraction that has 1 as the numerator. So when we divide by unit fractions, I'm going to take, for instance, the number 2. I have 2 pieces of ribbon. 2 pieces of ribbon, and I want to divide them into halves. So 2 divided by 1/2, because I want to find out how many people I can give a piece of ribbon to if I cut 2 pieces of ribbon into halves, each in half. So how many halves will there be in 2 wholes? So I'll cut each ribbon in half. And now I have 4 pieces of ribbon. So I have 4 1/2 pieces. So 2 divided by 1/2 equals 4. Okay, let's take another one. Let's say I have 4 pieces of ribbon. 2, 3, 4 pieces of ribbon. And I want to know how many people I can give a piece of ribbon to if I cut each piece into thirds. So 4 divided by 1/3. How many 1/3 pieces are there in 4 pieces of ribbon? So I have to cut each ribbon into thirds. So there's a third right there. All right, and here, so there's 3/3 there. Remember, in each hole there's going to be 3/3. I have 4 holes. Each one will have 3/3. So now I have cut my 4 pieces of ribbon into thirds. Let's see how many pieces I have. Remember, I got 3/3 with each piece. So I have 3, 6, 9, and 12. So 4 divided by 1/3 equals 12. All right, so let's look in your workbook now. On page 149. And it says divide, use the model to find the quotient. Okay, and I have 3 divided by 1/3. So here are 3 rectangles. And I divided each one of them into thirds. So let me draw that so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, here's 3. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And I divided each one into thirds. So now how many 1/3 sections do I have? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3 divided by 1/3 equals 9. Okay. Number 2 says 2 divided by 1/4. So I have 2 squares there. Okay, so 2 divided by 1/4. I'm going to divide each square into fourths. And how many 1/4 sections do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 divided by 1/4 equals 8. Okay, let's look at number 4. It says to write a division sentence for the model. I can see that I started out with 2 holes. There were 2 green rectangles. So I started out with 2. And then I divided each one in half. So 2 divided by 1/2, and I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, 4 1/2 sections. So that means there are 4 1/2 sections in 2. So 2 divided by 1/2 equals 4. Let's look at number 5. I can see that I started out with 4 circles. So that's 1, 2, let me draw this little more the same size. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I count, I divided each one into eighths. 8 sections in each circle. So I had 4 circles divided by 1/8. So I want to know how many 1/8 sections there are. Well, there are 8 1/8 sections there, 8 1/8 sections there, 8 1/8 sections there, and 8 1/8 sections there. So 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 equals 32. So 4 divided by 1/8 is 32. All right. And let's look at number 7. Number 7 says there are blank ninths in one whole. Well, there are 9 ninths in one whole. So there are blank ninths in 8 holes. So 9 ninths in one hole. So in 8 holes, there would be 72. 72 ninths in 8 holes, because 8 times 9 is 72. There are 9 ninths in one hole. If I have 8 of them, that would be 72 ninths. All right, let's look on page 150. 150, you have to draw a model. We'll do the first one. Or actually, we'll do the second one. 4 divided by 1/10. All right, so I have, this is number 2. 4 divided by 1/10. So I need to draw 4 holes. I'm going to do rectangles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I need to divide each rectangle into tenths. And I want to see how many 1/10 sections I have. So I'll do each one into tenths. And I can do, well, let me do that differently. Let me do fifths. And then do it in half that way. Okay, so I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in each one, 10, 20, 30, 40. So 4 divided by 1/10 equals 40. You might see a pattern here when I'm finding how many unit fractions there are in a whole. I just have to multiply my whole number times my denominator. Hopefully you've seen that pattern there. All right, so I want you to go ahead and finish 149 and 150.